Hi there, we're here at Schneider in Phoenix, Arizona, interviewing drivers and staff that will be involved in the Run on Less Messy Middle. They'll be operating a route to California in an international S13. Let's see what they say.
I think if you look at the last 5 years in this industry, it has changed so much from both the emissions, from a regulatory standpoint, from autonomous technologies, safety technologies. It's continually changing and evolving. And one of the things that I think we do exceptionally well is we adapt to those changes. And I think the more change we see and the more evolution, the better we will continue to adapt and respond and lead the industry as we have over the last 90 years.
Schneider itself is a fleet of 10,000 trucks, and we have 2,000 owner-operators. And then with all our acquired companies, now we are approaching 13,000 Class 8 vehicles. Pilot is our primary fuel supplier. We are now over 90% of our fuel comes out of Pilot. We leverage a fuel optimizer to identify how much fuel is in the truck, how much fuel is needed to get to the final destination, and then where is the best place to buy fuel. From my perspective, the biggest thing that impacts fuel is not just the fuel itself, but the taxes that go into fuel, and that's where the optimizer really comes into play. As when you look at from a state by state, you will see variables up to $1 just on taxes itself.
We very much look at the application, we look at the geography, we look at the infrastructure, and then we work with the customer to understand what can they support, whether through routing changes, payload changes, or infrastructure support. And then we try to come up with a solution much more collaboratively than what we have in the past, where we just drop a simple diesel truck in and go. We've had a big focus on growing dedicated recently. We've had a number of acquisitions, including Cowan and M&M in the Northeast.
Dedicated is typically regional in nature. A lot of times it's local in nature even. It's why one of the other reasons we in the industry likes it is it's very driver friendly too, that local or regional nature, better time at home. But absolutely from again, equipment standpoint, it is more regional. And right now, the shorter the length of haul and the more return to base opportunities do absolutely create those opportunities to have some unique solutions from a powertrain standpoint.
Schneider's a great customer partner and has been for a long time. They've been an early adopter of the S13. Spec'd for top fuel economy, you can see 6 to 8% better fuel economy than you would see on a similar type diesel engine.
The biggest value add for dedicated is guaranteed capacity, but they also expect a higher level of service for that too. So the demands are higher. They want to make sure their freight gets to where it needs to be on time, every time.
It can include things such as refrigerated, logging. It could have both branded trailers, unbranded trailers, and we'll see those both here in Phoenix and around the country as well.
The driver can still have a pretty heavy impact on fuel efficiency. However, there's a lot of technology on the truck that allows them to be successful. For example, adaptive cruise control has the ability to maintain a following distance, and it uses intelligent technologies to predict terrain. We're also seeing technology move into predictive curves on cruise control as well. Less pedal, less braking, less acceleration really leads to a much better performing truck overall, and a lot of the technology on the truck today enables that and makes it either intuitive or almost automatic from a driver's perspective, as long as they let the truck do what it's supposed to do.
I love being a truck driver because it gives me freedom. It gives me the opportunity to meet exciting and new people. It gives me the opportunity to get deliveries done that people need. And I get to see the world. I'm learning so much about Arizona being a truck driver. When I started, it was scary at first because, again, this is a big vehicle. And not really knowing how to operate it as good as I do now. I'm a year in. But it was scary at first, but now it's like, I feel more safe in this truck versus my own vehicle. But we have the opportunity to be more safe than others that are around us. We see everything way ahead, what's right in front of us, what's on the side of us. It gives me the opportunity to be more safe.
Tay is a great example of that positive driver influence that we like to have on our accounts. She brings that energy to the fleet that's contagious amongst all drivers, especially when we come out with new technologies. To see that she embraces it and that she can be a champion and a cheerleader for that, because it can be difficult when change comes along. But once drivers see that this isn't just a change, it's a change to make them more safe, more efficient, and better drivers for both them and the motoring public, it's that energy that's really exciting to see.
Someone drives on my passenger side of the truck, it alerts me if they're too close or if I'm trying to get over and someone is behind me in my blind spot that I cannot see. It allows me to wait till they pass and then maneuver over. as well as we have the automatic brake stop. So if there's someone that's stopping in front of me too fast and I don't have enough time to stop myself, the truck will come to a halt itself and it will alert me, and it will also send that signal to the upper management to let them know that an incident almost occurred. In my local runs, when I go to the dock, some locations are typically 30 minutes. I get in and out, so I'm sitting in the front, of course. But then there are locations that I'll sit there for 5, 6, 7 hours, and you're like, yeah, and we have that local. Yeah, we have a couple places that have us there 2-3 hours or more. So then that's when my sleeper comes into place, and I go back there, I cut my TV on, because I'm a gamer. I have my TV on and I'm playing my games.
This is a model year 25 LT S13 Skyrise sleeper cab with our integrated powertrain. The aerodynamics of the truck actually is one of the things that we first started designing the LT from the ProStar. You see there's a 3-piece bumper wrapping around with full chassis skirts. There's the cab extenders, the roof air fairing was designed in a wind tunnel with the extension on the top, and then you have the full aero down with the wheel covers all the way in the back. What we really designed the engine to do is meet current and future emission standards. So there is many items on the engine that we took off or kind of engineered out that were kind of known failure modes or overly complex. So it's a fixed geometry turbocharger. There is no EGR cooler. There's no diesel oxidization catalyst. There's no 7th injector. All of these things are kind of issues that other fleets and other designs of engines have had in the past. So we engineered those out, letting the engine do exactly what it wants to do, right, which is produce power. It has a very, very full burn of the fuel, so there's virtually no soot, and then the NOx is cleaned up on the back end, but there's no parasitic loss of recirculating exhaust gas like in other designs. So really the design of the engine is from the ground up, clean sheet to meet current and future emissions and let the engine do what it wants to do.
Predominantly right now it's still renewable diesel. It's still happening because of the economics of what's going on with the California standards right now. As costs continue to go, and if there is a change of what we see from a blender's credit to the producer's credit, you might see bio decreasing, but right now I don't see a whole lot happening as it relates to renewable diesel decreasing in the state of California because again of their LCFS. But as customers continue to put more focus on sustainability initiatives, I can see that expanding into other areas other than California. It's just going to be what's the total cost of ownership and are customers willing to pay for that higher cost of fuel, but it's an easy way to receive CO2 savings immediately.
T14 transmission actually allows you to have a lower rear axle ratio, like a 215 or a 228, but you don't sacrifice startability, so the drivers don't feel like it's a dog on the road because you have those lower gears. In the vocational side, you call them crawler gears. But this really kind of allows you to optimize fuel economy without sacrificing driver responsiveness. So this particular one is a 215 rear axle ratio. It's a 226-inch wheelbase, which is pretty standard for the industry. You're going to have a lot of items that other vehicles would have that would be kind of a frustration on the maintenance perspective, designed out of the LT S13 integrated powertrain.
We're always finding ways to unify that driver experience, that shop experience, that office experience. It increases safety, it increases driver efficiency, and it makes our drivers better drivers on the road.